Hello and welcome back to another episode of Macbeth Unsolved. This week we will be investigating the strange murders at the Macbeth house. First, we will be giving you some background information on the story, then we will get into the possible scenarios of what might have happened, and then ultimately we'll stay the night at the house.
So, although this may seem like an ordinary home from the outside, the Macbeth house was actually home to numerous deaths. It belonged to a man named Macbeth and his wife, Lady Macbeth, many years ago.
Macbeth and his wife were a very wealthy couple and considered a very high regard in Scotland, and they also had many friends that are also in high rank.
So let's get into the first murder. The first death. On October 5th, 1967, the Macbeths were having a get-together at their house with many of their wealthy friends. Everyone had dinner and then had gone off to bed. They all awoke to find out that none other than the head of a very wealthy business company, Duncan, had been stabbed in his sleep. His assistants had been arrested in his murder.
The next murder actually took place in the woods behind the house. On October 12, 1967, Macbeth's best friend, Banquo, had been murdered. His throat had been slit, and till this day, no one has been arrested for Banquo's death.
The next murders didn't actually happen in the Macbeth house, but many believed it was linked to the Macbeth. On November 3rd of 1967, a good friend of Macbeth, named Macduff, lost his entire family due to a massacre. While Macduff was out of the country, someone broke into his house, killed his entire family, including the workers he had in the house. The police investigated the deaths and came to the conclusion that Macbeth had Macduff's family killed for reasons we'll get into later. But Macduff blamed himself for the murders of his family. In the police report, he said, "Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee, not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine."
Another shocking and peculiar thing that happened was the demise of Lady Macbeth. Lady Macbeth went insane and ultimately killed herself. I have a quote from one of her nurses that says, "I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her chest, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it again, and return to bed." Yet all this happened while she was in the most fast sleep.
What made Lady Macbeth go insane?
Some say that she went insane from her guilt of her actions. It was too much for her conscience to handle. Others think that some evil forces were at play.
Lastly, before we get into the theories and suspects, Macbeth was the last death of the story. Macbeth was decapitated by Macduff as vengeance for killing his family. A friend that was with Macduff when he found out about the death of his family recounts Macduff vowing for vengeance. "Bring thou this fine queen of Scotland and myself, within my sword length set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too."
Now let's get into the theories. The first theory is the most probable theory, which is Macbeth and his wife were behind everything.
But weren't they friends with everyone? And weren't two of the murders really close to their house? Why would they do that?
They probably just acted oblivious to everything.
They probably did, because it turns out that Macbeth and his wife were pretty twisted and crazy people.
Macbeth was a wealthy businessman, and many people who worked with him have said that he was power crazy. And they believe he killed Duncan so that he could take over for him.
Makes sense, but why would he kill his best friend and entire family?
As people who are close to Macbeth, Banquo and Macduff may have figured out what he was up to and run in his way. Their deaths could simply be the result of them knowing too much. So as for the second theory, many people believe that the reason behind these murders was mental illness. Macbeth and his wife were believed to have been mentally insane, while the murders drove them further into insanity. The condition is what may have caused more unnecessary deaths. Some had even seen Lady Macbeth walking around in her sleep trying to wash her hands. This could suggest that she was trying to wash away sins in her sleep.
Could it be that the cover-up of one death drove them more crazy?
It is quite possible that the paranoia of the murders caused her to develop some sort of psychological disorder. So it is reported that one day, as Macbeth and his wife dined with others, Macbeth's strange behavior left others stunned. It is said that Macbeth had received news from a mysterious stranger that made him essentially go crazy. Lady Macbeth, however, remained calm, as if this were normal. She said to the guests, "My lord is often thus, and hath been from his young. Pray you keep seat, this fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. If you much note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion."
So one may wonder what could possibly have been the cause of the actions that night. Macbeth had seemed to be arguing as if he were angry at someone who was not even present. His anger presented could also tell us that Macbeth was hallucinating someone who was not even there.
Now for the third and final theory, which is the craziest one, is the witch theory.
Alright, so some people believe that there's a paranormal explanation behind all of this. So the theory is that Macbeth and his wife were being controlled by three witches. These three strange sisters were believed to have been working with hacking the goddess of witchcraft, magic, and ghosts. There was a prophecy that goes, "All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Glamis. All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor. All hail Macbeth, thou shalt be king hereafter." After the witches announced this prophecy to Macbeth, telling him that he'll be the head of Duncan's business, Hecate believed to have been angry. It has been said that he was not one to appreciate interference of any kind with fate.
So the three witches told a prophecy which altered fate?
If they had not revealed the future, the deaths may not have occurred. They basically controlled him as they indirectly told him what needs to be done. Some even say Hecate was aware of this and told the witches to confuse Macbeth even more. This drove him insane and he went on to commit murders that were not even necessary.
Another notable thing to mention was the toxic relationship between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. Many have said that Lady Macbeth was a very manipulative person. One housekeeper recounts one of their fights that where Lady Macbeth said, and I quote, "Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the adage."
They sound like horrible people.
That makes them perfect for each other.
We are here today in front of the infamous Macbeth house to see if we can find any evidence of paranormal activity, as well as staying the night inside.
Guys, I'm so scared right now. Are we even gonna find anything?
I mean, I'm kind of hoping. This is a kind of waste of time if we don't.
I have a really good feeling about this. I think we might find something today. This house doesn't look anything like I pictured it.
Abandoned houses are so creepy, especially abandoned murder houses.
Is that like the dining room where Macbeth invited Duncan's family before, he killed them?
Yeah, it is.
Huh.
We should go to the living room because that's where Macbeth experienced one of his many hallucinations.
What kind of hallucinations did he have?
One of Macbeth's hallucinations was that he saw a floating dagger. One of his maids reported that he said, "Is this dagger which I see before me, the handle towards my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of my mind, a false creation proceeding from a heat oppressed brain?" Which basically means that he just saw a floating dagger, but he couldn't touch it because it wasn't real.
The last theory, it could be possible that the reason he hallucinated the dagger was because of the witches. They may have tried to draw him forward onto his confusion.
So we're about to go into the room where Duncan was murdered. It's already cold when you get in here.
Why don't you lay down and try to connect with Duncan?
So this is the bed where he was murdered. Oh, we'll sit down.
You feel anything?
It's kind of chilly here, to be honest.
Stop, I'm scared.
Duncan, Dara's laying in your bed. How do you feel about that?
Stop.
I'm gonna come on show and tell her to get out. What do you think?
I think you need to overcome your fear. And you're gonna stay in this room for 1 minute.
By yourself?
Tell me alone. Guys, did you hear that? No, there's nothing. Stop, I'm freaking out right now.
We'll let Louise out of the room. Let's see how she's doing. Louise? You're 1 minute up. How are you doing?
I hate you guys so much.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Did you see Duncan?
Previously mentioned, Banquo was murdered in the woods. So behind the house right there are the woods that Banquo was killed in.
And we're not allowed to go film there because the woods are really old and the trees might fall and hurt one of us. And the last thing we need is another murder in those woods.
True.
Macbeth killed Banquo and Macduff again?
I mean, there was a lot of rumors that Banquo said to Macbeth, and I quote, he said, "Thou hast it now, King Cowder gone us all, as the weird woman promised, and I fear, thou playest most foully for it. Yet it was said, it should not be stemmed in thy posterity." Which basically means, Banquo knew that Macbeth did something to make those prophecies come true faster.
So that's basically what the first theory is saying, is that Macbeth is the killer, and when Banquo confronted Macbeth, and soon after he was killed, so that's not looking too good for Macbeth.
There's more to that story. There's prophecies that say that Macbeth feared Macduff because Macduff was the only one that could overthrow him from the company. So Macbeth killed his entire family to send him a sign as to not mess with him.
And Macduff didn't do anything?
Macduff got really mad. He actually hated Macbeth, and after the attack happened, he gathered a bunch of people to attack Macbeth.
There's actually a prophecy that the witches told Macduff that he was the biggest threat to Macbeth, and when Macbeth was warned, his housekeepers actually heard him say, "Whatever thou art, for thy good cause, thanks, thou hast harped my fear alright," but no one word more. So what he's saying is that Macduff is his one fear, and Macbeth would do anything for himself, even kill Macduff's whole family.
The witches did play a big role in this theory, but are they even real?
We should try and contact the witches and find out.
How are we gonna do that?
A seance!
I don't think so. What are we even gonna say?
I have a witches chant online that we could try. Okay, it goes. Round about the cauldron go, in the poison entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone, days and nights has 31 sweltered, venom sleeping got. Boiled off first in the charmed pot, double, double toil and trouble, fire burning cauldron bubble. Say the rest with me.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldrons bubble.
Guys, nothing's happening.
Oh my god, guys. Is that the witches?
Weird sisters, are you there? Guess not. Okay guys, we're gonna go to sleep now.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
What could go wrong? Okay. See you guys in the morning. Hopefully.
Stop it.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Guys, so it's morning and me and Zara woke up, but Limmy's is still sleeping, so you know what I'm thinking?
Yo, you slapped your head actually hard.
Well, that is another investigation complete. Although we didn't find any evidence of paranormal activity, we leave it to you.
Whether Macbeth's crazy?
Or were they controlled with something more evil and sinister?
Till then, this case remains unsolved.
Tune in next time on Men of It Unsolved.
Till then, stay spooky!